my beautiful viewers on E360. How are you feeling today? I am feeling very good. I'm a little bit nervous because I was struggling with my guest, and some of them are here and some of them are not, but it's all good. I know everything happens for a reason. And for me, I cannot do, you can only do what you can do. And then our beautiful show today is called the Empathy Effect. So I can only do what I can do. So now I'll have, before the show, just started to sing to myself and say, I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, and it's time to feel good, because you can only do what you can do. And my beautiful guest is only trying to do what they can do. And that's how we're going to make an amazing show today. So I hope that you are enjoying our show. What does empathy means for you? Not only empathy for people, but empathy for you. That was a very big thing in my life. I had to start love myself unconditionally. And I know I never knew what this unconditionally mean until I really started to love myself, take care of myself, have compassion with myself, and empathy with myself. And I did even forgive myself. That helped me to change my whole life. My whole life. My lifestyle, I've lost 165 pounds. And I believe that self love, self compassion, self empathy have changed my life forever. So what does empathy means for you? So my beautiful viewers on E360, as well as our beautiful community, Diamond Beauties Forever, my beautiful women's group, and my Tanzanite Euros, my men's group, welcome, welcome. I am going to play a video of Jose Escobar. If you ever knew somebody else that would love to sponsor my shows, please let me know. I would love to be able to continue with all my shows, but I really need support. I really need support. So here is my beautiful Jose's video.
Is Jose Escobar. I live in Washington, D.C. area. I'm a family man. I'm an entrepreneur, coach, author, and speaker. I have communities. I support people. I'm a servant leader, and the list goes on. And I'm primarily the CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. That's my bread and butter. That's my core offer, right? That's where I put most of my time and energy. And the Connected Leaders Academy is a growing community. It's a tribe of some of the highest level entrepreneurs from all over the world. We're now over 350 plus members, 42 states across the US, and 17 international countries. If you're an entrepreneur out there that's looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, move the needle in your business, more money, more clients, right? This is the community for you.
My guest is here. My guest is here. I'm so happy. Wow, my guest, thank you so much for coming through. Me and Chloe was like, wow, we're going to do this by ourselves. And I'm so happy you are here, my beautiful Chloe, my beautiful Paul, and my beautiful Malin. Thank you for coming to inspire us today. So our theme is about empathy, and the title for our show is The Empathy Effect. So my beautiful Chloe, may I ask you, can you please introduce yourself to us?
Sure. My name is Chloe Pedalino, and I am a licensed independent clinical social worker who also has started my own business in the past year, which includes what's called Resource Within. Um, I launched a podcast to talk about mental health stuff as well as spirituality type stuff. And I just launched the first course on what's called the cards of the Magi. and everyone has affiliated playing cards with their day of birth. And it tells us a whole lot about our lives in a really amazing, predictive way. So, those are a couple of things that I do. Thanks so much for having me here.
Wow, thank you. I just had to mute everyone because your sound come in and out, but we will see if that is continuing throughout the show. My beautiful Chloe, thank
Okay.
you. I had witnessed now you my card that you have pulled for me, so we definitely are going to talk about that. So, my beautiful Paul, can I ask you to introduce yourself to us? Paul, can you hear
Oh,
me?
my wonderful brand community.
Okay, I'm not sure if it's with you also, my beautiful ladies. Can you hear Paul? Okay, Paul, we cannot hear you. I'm going to give it over to you again. Please, can you introduce yourself? No, Paul, we cannot hear you. I'm going to go to Malin and we will come back to you. My beautiful Malin, I have unmuted you. Please, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, hello. My name is Malin Murray, and I am a conversational copywriter. And it's just like a fun way of saying that I write with more of my clients the way that we just talk in conversation with our friends and our family. And it's a really fun way to kind of spin the what people kind of feel the ickiness of marketing into a simple conversation of what do you need help with and what I can help you with. And yeah, I love working with other business owners who are super passionate about what they do, and helping them have the right words to feel confident and empowered to help the people that really need them most in the world.
That's incredible. And when we had our coffee chat, you have blown me away. So I cannot wait to talk a little bit more about that. Thank you, my beautiful Mylan. So, my beautiful Paul, let us see if your sound is coming through. If not, then I'm so sorry. I think it's your fourth time going in and coming into the studio. But let us try first. Please introduce yourself.
Greetings. I hope this works this time.
Yes.
That's fabulous. The world conspired to have oh,
Now we could hear the first part and then we could not hear anything else. So, my beautiful Paul, I'm so sorry. May I ask you if you can go out and come in again? I'm truly sorry. We cannot hear you. My beautiful Chloe, can you tell us what empathy means for you?
Sure. Um, to me, empathy really means putting oneself in another person's shoes, position. It's the idea of trying to imagine ourselves in somebody else's situation or experience or feeling. And I think it's super important to do so in a lot of ways. You know, you were talking a lot about self compassion and self empathy, which that one actually is not as easy for me. I could talk more about that. I'm curious how you ended up doing that. But for me, it's much easier to give to others, to sit in their shoes, to put myself in their situation um, and their experience in an effort to better kind of know and understand and connect with other people. And so this happens. It's something that's very natural for me. And I think that kind of led me and guided me to choosing a field, a career in social work. Um, but it's something that's always very much kind of come naturally to me as somebody who really is very caring and thoughtful about other people and lives a life kind of service and of helping others. So yeah, that's a lot what what empathy means for me, I guess.
Thank you. So if I can give you a secret, and I see Paul has come through again, so I'm going to put Paul in studio. Just going to mute him. Just give me 1 second. Paul, you in studio. So if I can give you a secret I've started to do 5 years ago, I call it a shower talk. When I go into the shower, I don't think about anything else. I have to take Paul out of studio again. So I cannot talk about anything. I cannot think about anything else. I have to start loving myself unconditionally. I started to say, thank you to my eyes. Thank you to my nose. I just thanked every part of my body. And I'm still doing it 5 years later. I will never stop doing it. And I know now when I step over that part, when I get into the shower, my brain, monkey brain, is leaving everything at the back of the shower. And I'm just stepping into Sanet's love shower session, if I can call it like that. So that is a big thing that helped me every day of my life. So my beautiful Malin, thank you. My beautiful Malin, can you tell us what does empathy means for you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny, like listening to Chloe's answer. It's we have a very similar way of viewing empathy, just because I'm also like in the way of helping others, and my background in psychology was really about trying to understand myself and other people around me. From like not just the anatomical aspect, but from like the way we're thinking and feeling and how everything is really connected. And so I think that empathy, yeah, is really at the very, very base of connecting with somebody and finding whatever bridge to create that, like, a bridge between the gap between one person and another, and the differences in our lives, and being able to be like, okay, I might not understand this completely, but I want to learn. I want to understand it from your point of view, and see how I can, connect and close the gap between the misunderstandings around the world and how we are understanding each other, and just being personable, and getting to know somebody. So yes, being in their shoes and understanding their emotions and their backgrounds is empathy. Kind of is a big word for something that's so like it's a small word for something so big, I guess. Yeah, I said that backwards.
I love it because if you think about the title for today's show, the empathy effect, I was thinking of the butterfly effect when I created this show. And the butterfly effect with the wings, and exactly like when you throw a stone into the water, we don't know who we will affect by the way that we are towards ourselves and towards somebody else. And that ripple effect will just go out and out and out until you cannot see it with your own eyes, how big the ripple went. So I love that. Thank you so much. My beautiful ladies, Paul came in and Paul go out, and Paul came in and Paul came out. He's gone again, so I'm not sure what's cooking there. But I did see on my beautiful viewers on E360, I did see our guest Paul video or connection is unstable, and he did tell me and Chloe there's storms in his area. So all good, all good. So my beautiful Chloe, can you tell us a little story about yourself? When was the time, or not when, but how did you decide that you wanted to do something else and start to go into your purpose and your passion that you are doing now at the moment?
How did I transition from that?
Yes.
Well, I think actually um it transitioned because it's always been very important to me to be of service and to help others and to understand them in a psychological way, just like Maylin said, with the background in psychology, my undergraduate was as well. So that's always been really important to me. However, with some people who are super empathic, and others might be aware of this too, it's also really important to protect our own energy, and our own both like our own feelings internally and just like what we're kind of consuming every day. And being the type of work I was doing for a long time was a lot of crisis work. It was a lot of very challenging work. And so there was a balance between taking that on as somebody who's highly empathic. How do you put yourself in someone's shoes, but not necessarily take on all of their stuff? And I've learned to do that. I'm just going to share it now because it's coming up, which is in case anybody else needs this. But what I learned over time is to kind of put up an energy boundary around myself in the shape of a pyramid. And I do it in the color of blue. It starts above my head and then it'll go out, in front and in back of me. And just imagining this kind of protective energy when I would leave the house and go do work for the day. And then also when I got home, kind of releasing that energy so that I wasn't absorbing all of it. So I'm sharing that because ultimately I think what led me to the transition of the work I'm doing now is how can I help people in a way that doesn't take where I'm not overly taking on other people's stuff. And so I transitioned to basically becoming an entrepreneur, developing my own private practice, but also in integrating other types of modalities of treatment. So Reiki, energy healing type of work and stuff where you can still heal, you can still be an empathic person, but it's using other tools to do so. And so that was really impactful for me. And then I stumbled upon these cards of the Magi, which is this really incredible ancient system where it's the standard deck of playing cards we have today is actually an ancient calendar system from like Atlantis times, way back when. Okay, but why does this tie into empathy? It does, because each of us have basically our own unique life path. We have our own path of things that are laid out. We have our own challenges that we have decided these are what we're going to work on in this life. We have our own blessings that we decided these are going to be our blessings in this life. So although we might not all have the same experiences, when I think about empathy, I think about, okay, they're doing their work in the best way that they can. And that's a big one. Just remembering everybody's doing the best that they can ultimately, right? And that my challenge might look different than Malin's challenge and might look different than Sanet's challenge, but everybody has their challenges. Everybody's doing the best that they can with that. And, that's where I think that compassion, that empathy can come in. So I don't know if I answered what you said, Sanet, but hopefully.
You did. It was so beautiful. And I'm going to ask, I see Paul is here. I'm going to bring Paul in, but I'm going to ask you the same question, my beautiful Malin. When did you, or how did you decide you have to do something that you are doing now with purpose and passion?
Yeah. So I like to say, long story short, I was adopted from China. And when I had my son in 2021, something shifted. I was in the place of my birth mother, and I saw that there was a totally different way to live life. Like, I was doing all the steps, everything that was, told to us, like go to school, go to college, get a 9 to 5. And being in the space, the headspace, and even the physical space of being pregnant and having a child kind of made me think, okay, there's another path, and I'm helping my son create that path. And maybe I just took a different one, and I just need to reroute and find what really is my purpose, what's really my passion, and rewrite my narrative in a sense. And so I found copywriting after I started writing a blog about life and connecting with others, sharing stories that, like many of us were thinking, I'm not special. Why would someone want to learn my story? Why would someone want to read this, little blog post or whatever, right? We kind of just forget how unique and incredible and extraordinary we are in the ordinary. And so after that, I found that copywriting was really a way to help others rekindle their fire, rekindle their confidence and who they are. And I found that, you never know how you're helping somebody in that moment in time. That one piece of writing you put out, that one video, that one comment even. And so I've kind of shifted, and that's what really helped me shift from being in the corporate world, 9 to 5, finance and HR, to being more in tune with who I might have been, should have been, could have been. A lot of things we feel like are written for us, but we have the pen. We can do it. We can rewrite whatever's there for us. And so, of course, there's also erasers and whiteout, right? So you can rewrite things that you might not feel are in line with you anymore. And so I really found a passion in helping others do the same. So
Wow.
yeah.
Beautiful. I had to bring out the glasses. That you see the glasses? That's goosebumps, because you said we are extraordinary in this ordinary world. So
Yeah.
amazing. I loved it. I loved it. Thank you, my beautiful Malin. So, my beautiful Paul, if we can hear you now, can you please introduce yourself and tell us what does empathy means for you? Paul, can you hear me? Let me just see if you're muted. There you are. You can try again. Paul?
How about now? Woo! The universe smiles upon us. Hello, my friends. I am Paul Brent, and I am an energy captivator, and I'm holding back right now this idea of who we are and things. I come from a small town in Farmington, British Columbia, northeast Canada. And sorry, I guess that would be way northwest, but it's in northeast British Columbia. And I am a speaker, entertainer, law of attraction expert, and I am evidence of the law of attraction in action because I'm here today. And the little bits that I've been able to catch from all of you already speaking has been thoughts out of my own head. And if I can bring it all back together, we all have a purpose. We all have a story. And that's really where empathy comes in. You asked me that question. Is our pains are the same. Our stories are just different. And sometimes that's that connection that we need to be able to take. Malin had said it, we need to learn to listen to each other and just to get to know each other a little bit. And then all of a sudden you'll see all the similarities come out. It is phenomenal to be here, to have this opportunity to speak with you and to be able to share my story, my heart. And I feel for the struggle that you were saying, Sanet, at the very beginning. The technology was our struggle, and we're hoping that everything will work out. And feeling that, because I was carrying that load, going, oh, it's my fault. I got this storm going on in my head, and I was behind. And I'm just blessed and honored to be here. So thank you very much.
Wow. So, my beautiful Paul, when I had a coffee chat with you, you were driving, taking a farm equipment to somebody else, but you were driving this massive, I don't even know, my girls, I don't know, cannot tell you how big this thing is, but he will tell you now what it is. But he drive this amazing big farm equipment thingy, I don't know what you call it, and he was talking to me, and we had a sit forever dance. So, my beautiful Paul, what did you drive when we had our coffee chat?
That was a harvesting machine called a combine. And it's probably as big as most people's houses nowadays. It is huge. It's $2 million worth of farm equipment that I was taking from my place of employment out to a farmer. And it was quite an adventure.
Wow, that was incredible. When Paul sent me the photos afterwards, ladies, I was like, oh, wow, I was the honored one to have had a chat with him while he was driving that big machinery. So, my beautiful guest, I am going to ask you all the same question. What advice would you like to give to somebody who is struggling with showing empathy and understanding others? So, my beautiful Chloe, can I start with you?
Sure. Yeah, when I think about somebody who's struggling to show empathy, to me, that's an indicator that they likely weren't not shown a lot of empathy. Um, the clinical in me would say they probably were not shown a lot of empathy in their childhood years. So they didn't, may not have had that modeling of what that looks like. And so understanding something from, a person who struggles with displaying empathy, understanding that with compassion from the viewpoint of, oh, look, actually, their lack of empathy is showing where they need additional support, where they are actually needing empathy, where it's going the opposite way, because we are often mirrors, right? We show out kind of what's going on in our inside of ourselves. And so that's, to me, would be a big indicator that, oh, this person actually needs some extra empathy and extra compassion in that situation, which isn't always hard. It's not, or I mean, it's not always easy to go there. It's not always easy to go there, but if we can remember that they're suffering, on the inside just as much as we're seeing it on the outside, that can help us, I think, to show some compassion and empathy for them.
I loved it. And I had to bring out the glasses. You gave me goosebumps. Thank you, my beautiful Chloe. My beautiful Malin. Do you have advice for somebody?
Yeah, I think that in the age of all sorts of types of different burnouts, I think sometimes people, much like Chloe and Paul and you and I, we have a lot of love and we are empathic. And so we have a lot of emotion to give others when they might not feel it for themselves. And I think sometimes I see people who have kind of burnt out that side of them where they haven't received it back, but they've given so much out. Even if they've seen it as a kid or they grew up with it, as adults, we have different circles. We're not always with our family anymore. We have different kinds of communities that we are connected with. And sometimes those people don't know our love languages or the way we accept, help or communication. So I think that if somebody's feeling like they really don't know how to connect anymore, if they don't know how they can be compassionate or empathetic to somebody, I think that I would tell them to just try it on themselves first and see how they feel. Or try it with someone they love. It doesn't have to be themselves, but obviously ourselves are a great source of learning. But if that's not a way you can do it, then someone you love. How would you want someone you love to feel in this sort of time, in any kind of situation? So that's what I would say, to just look within or look with somebody you actually know that you care about.
I love that. And you brought something up, my beautiful maiden, about the love languages. I learned about the love languages last year, and I cannot tell you how many of us, if they really want to go and make sure you find out what that person's love language is, then there is a lot of way that you can make sure that to incorporate the touch point of love is that you can bring it in your life, and it will make it easier for them as well. So thank you so much for bringing that up. So my beautiful Paul, you've got advice for someone?
Mirroring again what both Chloe and Malin have shared, to bring it to a different point is meet them where they're at. It's not about you at that moment. It's about them. And we have a tendency to make life about ourselves. Again, that's all I can share is my experiences. That's my truth. And that's where I've been. And when I see someone hurting, or I'm looking for empathy from them, they may not associate where I'm at. Again, we now need to have a conversation or share a story where we can relate. Tell me about you. Where do you come from? Or is there something that there's 4 keywords. You feel, you hear, see, or understand, right? So when we use a certain word, like in a relationship, what do you feel like for dinner tonight? Now, for some people, they don't feel like anything. They feel like eating. They don't care what it is. Now, if I asked you, what do you think you would like to have for dinner? That's going to put you in a different headspace. So now you'll think, oh, I think I'd like to have spaghetti, right? So in just choosing different words and how to approach someone else opens the bridges to communication, because I know nothing about you, and yet I'm trying to put myself into your place. So we need to bridge those conversational gaps by being vulnerable to the unknown, really, and being brave enough to move forward, because everything happens in the moment. It wasn't 5 seconds ago. It's not 5 seconds from now. It's right now. So how can I help? How can I help us understand each other? That would be my best piece of concept, is live for this exact moment and find the way. If it's not happening, it's up to us to make it happen.
My eye, Paul, my eye, my eye. That was incredible. So
Oh yeah.
my beautiful Paul and Malin, you
Oh
are
yeah.
welcome to play with us.
Huh?
But I'm gonna
That was
give
easy.
it. We're gonna use the easy button just now. I've got the easy button here as well, my beautiful Paul. We will use it. So my beautiful Chloe have done my reading of my birth when I was my birth is June 20th. And my beautiful Chloe, can you tell me what does June 20th means on your charts or cards?
Yes. So June 20th is the 10 of clubs and the 8 of diamonds are your cards. Indeed. And 10 of diamonds is the teacher card of the deck. Sorry, our 10 of clubs is the teacher's card of the deck. Okay, let me give a little context here. So understanding we got different suits. Clubs are of the mind and of the mental. And so you being a 10, it's a numerology and astrology here a little bit. 10 is a number of mastery. I mean, you have gotten to a certain point where you are able to teach very effectively. And also 10 is about groups of people. And so it's so amazing that this is your card. I think it's so fitting for you because I feel like you do so much teaching on this forum in so many ways. And the 10 of clubs birth path card is actually quite successful. You have a lot of years in your life where you can achieve success in the fields that you want. Because of, it's hard to explain, but because of the position and where the card is anyways for your specific birthday, but you're actually a very blessed life path. Gosh, I mean, there's so much more to it, but that's just like, those are just the basics.
Wow, thank you. And you said clubs is your mind. What is the diamonds? Is that
diamonds is about values and is about money.
Oh.
And actually, your other card, your 8 of diamonds, is considered a fixed card. It doesn't move. Another thing, a little too complicated, but it's also in what they call the crown line of also a very blessed line, like very blessed life path for the 8 of diamonds as well. 8 of diamonds love to shop, and sometimes they can overspend. But 8 is a powerful card. It's an infinity number. It's a strength. And so, you have 2 even number cards. Both actually have very blessed life paths, honestly. And yeah, I'm just scraping the surface. But diamonds are money and values. Wow. In general, it starts with diamonds as values. But in our world these days, we often value money. So it can turn out to being around money. Yeah.
Wow. So you know I have diamonds all over my diamond beauties,
I
Tanzanite.
know.
That's my favorite stone. Beautiful Paul, you are part of the Tanzanite Euro group. I've got the Diamond Moment magazine, so I have a lot of diamonds around. And yes, my beautiful Chloe, when I was in corporate, I used to love spending, but when I was retrenched in December 2022, I had to take that spending. I'm not a spending queen anymore, but thank you so much for that. I love it. Can I? Can I? So, my beautiful Malin, do you want to do this exercise? Are you interested in doing this exercise with Chloe?
Do you want
Sure.
me to tell you your cards? Okay.
So
When's your birthday?
what? Oh yes, August 26th.
August 26th. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Oh, you're a king of hearts and a king of diamonds. Wow. Okay, so all right.
Wow.
So understanding the deck of cards and numbers again, we go through a 1 to 2, right? The sequence of cards. The royal court cards in the standard deck of cards, the jack is representative of kind of like initiation. Queen, more than that, you've mastered more than that, and kings are the most masterful of the deck and of your particular areas. So you, Malin, have 2 kings, so that's pretty profound cards that you have. I have 1 king. There's an aspect to kings that there's a royalness to you, whether or not you kind of believe it or not, but there is this aspect of like a little bit of royalty and also mastery. So King of Hearts is your first one. And so King of Hearts is actually known as the loving father card. But it is, and that's interesting when you're speaking about empathy, because the King of Hearts is also the mastery of emotions. And the King of Hearts represents, how to manage effectively emotions, both your own but also to help other people with it. When you're in a king card, you have a sense of responsibility, and you do kind of with your double kings. Then you have a king of diamonds. So that's king of values, king of money. You can be quite successful with that card. The other things that can come with the power of kings is sometimes we get complacent, because it's like, you were kind of saying that earlier, like, is it something special about me, or is it not? Is this an average thing with the blog? And so these cards are telling you, no, you're special. You're meant to be doing some work here for sure on this earth. And so again, having double kings and 2 different like suits is actually, I'm surprised. I've not met a lot of people, is what I'm saying. So, again, I'm just giving you like brief. Oh, Jackie Onassis, by the way, was a King of Hearts.
Wow.
And we are karma. The other thing about that, which is beautiful that you showed up today, is that we all have karma cards, and you give to one of my cards, to my 2 of clubs, and so you're a karma to me, like a support to me in a lot of ways. And our karma cards are like what we came into this life with, that we have done in past lives. It's all wild. It's so complicated. I know some of this sounds so like out there, but I could go on and on about it. But really impressive cards that you have. And very big cards. I'd be happy to chat more about this, but I don't know how much time I can take up. Should I go to Paul next?
No, just hold on. So first of all, Malin, how do you feel after hearing your cards?
I love it. I love hearing, like, I always think that there's so many things we just don't see, it's like there's so many things beyond our consciousness, beyond what we are seeing just like right now. And so it's so interesting to hear or to hear from different ways of viewing our realities. And so Chloe, thank you so much. It's so cool to hear it, and I love it.
Wow, thank you, Malin. So my beautiful Paul, do you want to give your birthday to Chloe? Paul, can you hear me?
Oh, hey, I love this. Yes. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. What is your birthday?
August 24.
Oh, wow.
not
Okay.
bad.
Oh, my gosh. Get out of town. Okay. So you have the same cards
No,
as
I'm
I
not out
do.
of town. I'm out.
You
Oh,
have the
wow.
same cards as I do, both of them, which is also not a typical occurrence. This is where you know that there's some universal divine alignment with this stuff, because how could there not be? Okay. So, Paul, I can tell you a lot about us because it's my cards too. So, your first one is the Two of Clubs, and your second card is the King of Clubs. Clubs are again about the mind and the thinking. Oh, I didn't go back to hearts. Going back really quickly, Malin, about hearts. So, hearts are the suit that are about family, are about home, and also about love and about relationships. So it kind of covers all of those areas. Okay, so Paul, yes, but going back to the clubs, um, clubs are about the mind and the intellect. We are double clubs, so we're more cerebral. I don't know if you experience this or not, but I certainly do, which is like my mind goes very quickly. I'm very cerebral. Um, very intellectual. You will also have that. The Two of Clubs is the conversationalist card. So we can be chit-chatting, we can chat, and we can evoke conversations, that's for sure. Two is actually a feminine number. Odd numbers are masculine, twos are feminine. So we have, there's a little bit of a feminine aspect there. This engagement, this back and forth, not just the one becomes the two. And then king, you've got the king over there, and that's certainly masculine. Also, Maylin, that's another thing for women. Um, there's an aspect of us when we have a king card, or for men who have a queen card, for example, or a feminine card, that we have some of that in us, some masculine traits, whether it be leadership, whether it be domineering, assertive. There's an aspect to that. And sometimes, that can be challenging to navigate, right? But also in other ways, it's because people don't expect that from us sometimes. But then also, it's a strength of ours. So just so you know.
Thank you. So, Chloe, can I give you this?
Sure.
So, my beautiful Paul and Malin, you are welcome to connect with Chloe to find out more. But we needed to go on with the show. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for that amazing exercise. My beautiful Malin, can you tell us how are you serving the world?
How am I serving the world? I think that I am serving the world by allowing, I don't know how to say that. I guess allowing life to happen, but also planning it at the same time. So it's like it's very surreal sometimes where I think about all the could have beens and what ifs of life, and I've learned how to allow things to happen, do things out of my comfort zone, and help others do the same without feeling like they're doing missteps, I guess, mistakes. We always feel like if we're out of our comfort zone, or if we feel like we're doing something that wasn't in the plans that we might have had, we're doing something wrong. We're doing a wrong step. But I think that's how I am serving the world, helping others figure out that there is no figuring it out at the same time.
Wow.
the beautiful chaos.
I love that. So when people want to reach out to you, you will be able to help them with copyright. What is your services that you are giving out to the your clients?
Yes. I help people write conversational, empathy geared conversational copywriting, which is basically a way to market their businesses in a way that feels really good to them and feels like a conversation with their clients because we study the way their clients are also living their lives, and we just build a bridge between their offers and their clients' lives. I mean, a lot like what Paul said, building that bridge between people, meeting them
I
where they
love
are.
I love that. That is so beautiful. Can you please give us your golden nugget?
Yes, my golden nugget. Oh, you know what? I think I don't remember what I
What
don't
you
remember
gave
what I
me?
shared, which one. It's a Brene Brown
Ooh.
Yes, just give me
quote.
1 second. You gave it to me. You said to me, "Oops, I've got the wrong one open here." Just give me 1 second. You gave me and say, Malin, when we own our story, we get the right to be brave, to brave a new ending by Brene Brown.
Yes, yes. I found that recently, and I found that that was such a profound way to look at the world and the way we're living our lives, and that we have the power to write it.
Wow, I love that. So I'm gonna bring out the paparazzi. You can just give me a pose like Madonna. Are you ready?
Ready?
Thank you, my beautiful Malin. Paul, can you tell me how are you serving your clients, the world at this moment?
I am the evidence of law of attraction and living on purpose here, manifesting my life and taking the opportunity that the universe hands to me. I serve my community by engaging them at a level of energy and helping everyone connect uh, energetically from lows and highs and putting them all on the same level. I have a gift that I was given in my voice, and I've shared it with Sanet, and I'd love the opportunity just to quickly share it with you as a speaker and energy captivator. When I get the opportunity to turn it on, I am Paul Brent, and I am a speaker, entertainer, and the voice behind the power of the universe. I invite you to join me at livingonpurpose.com or check out my podcast, The Empowering Source, on YouTube. And that is where I connect people like yourselves, someone who has an information point to share, the gifts that we're all uniquely blessed with. And I encourage people to just, share that moment. What makes you a success in your world? Because we're all successful as long as we make it to today.
I love that. So, my beautiful Paul, what is your golden nugget?
Say what you mean what you say. Just don't be mean when you say it.
I love that. Are you ready for paparazzi? Thank you, my beautiful Paul. So, my beautiful Chloe, we've got 2 minutes. Can you please tell us how you serving the world or your clients, and then also your golden nugget, please?
Sure. Well, I just shared a little bit of what I do share with people, which is the cards of the Magi. I just published a little course on it, and I also do readings. But I'm also a therapist and a life coach as well. And I also have a podcast, and it is called The Source Within. Paul, I could see us maybe connecting on each other's podcast or something like that. But yes, okay. And my golden nugget is I share the source within me. With hopes, it sparks the source within thee.
With you. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Are you ready
Oh,
for
love it.
paparazzi? Yes,
So
Paul.
ready.
Wow, wow. Thank you. So, my beautiful maiden, ask me, what is my golden nugget?
Yes. What is your golden nugget?
Oh, thank you for asking, my beautiful maiden. My golden nugget is if your why is big enough, you can do anything. You can do everything. Can I press now the button for myself?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, thank you so much, my beautiful guest. So, Paul, we didn't press the easy button. So, do you have your easy button with you? One, two, three, press.
That was easy. That was easy.
Oh, thank you, my beautiful Paul, my beautiful guest. Thank you so much for being here. And Paul, thank you for having the tenacity to keep on coming in. And we had an amazing show. So I know that there was so many stress on your side, even on your side, Maiden. Thank you for coming through. And my beautiful Chloe, thank you for being patient and waited for us to start. You are incredible. My beautiful viewers, how was this show? Did this show impact you? Do you think differently about empathy? Empathy for others? And I have to do this, empathy for yourself.
Yeah.
My beautiful viewers, I hope that you
Very much.
love that. If you want to connect to any of my guests, please look in the show note below. All the details is on there. And then my diamond beauties and Tanzanians everywhere I have posted the social link as well and the elevator pitch. So please connect with them. You will not know the experience that you will have with when you have a coffee chat. I had a personal coffee chat with each and every one. We danced to their Forever song and it was magical, magical. So thank you, my beautiful guest. May I ask you a question? Will you have a dance with me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
And my
absolutely.
thank you, my beautiful guest. And just stay a few seconds when we say goodbye because I quickly want to tell you about the magazine. So, my beautiful viewers on E360, will you have a dance with us? They said yes. They said yes. Here we go.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or squinting in the sun. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love.
Woohoo!
From butterflies to eagles, oh, there's magic in that light. Sprinkle me with fairy dust, watch me take to the sky. See